Don't worry, the stimulator button isn't broken. It appears that very little happened, since we don't see a deflection in the recording trace of the postsynaptic neuron. But this is of course not true. Something did happen. In fact, when activated, both the green excitatory neuron and the purple inhibitory neurons generated the same basic changes in membrane conductances as before. Since the opening of the inhibitory channel holds the membrane potential at around its resting potential, it effectively cancels out the EPSP. The membrane potential of the yellow postsynaptic neuron, thus, remains largely unchanged. This effect is called shunting, and it's another example of a nonlinear summation, as mentioned in the previous segment. For the action of the inhibitory neuron to play an optimal role in controlling the next action potential, its synapse has to be located between the cell body and the excitatory synapse. Otherwise, the EPSP still makes it to the cell body and depolarizes the neuron, making it more likely to fire an action potential. The precise placement of the inhibitory synapse is important for information processing too. A synapse onto the cell body, like in our purple neuron, has broad global impact on all EPSPs arriving at the same cell. A single IPSP from the purple neuron can cancel out EPSPs arriving from anywhere in the dendritic arbor. Meanwhile, an IPSP on the dendritic branch, like the red neuron, would tend to shunt only the EPSPs upstream of the dendritic arbor, while allowing downstream EPSPs still to reach the soma. This effect of the IPSP is the third factor that we'll explore that influences the efficacy of synaptic inputs. Inhibitory potentials can block excitatory potentials. In other words, inhibitory inputs can block the excitatory inputs from reaching threshold and firing an action potential. Even with the few factors we've identified so far, we can see that this combination of inhibitory and excitatory synapses, with vastly different outcomes depending on their spatial and temporal relationships, can contribute greatly to the complexity of the nervous system.